Hello! This is the last video of this 1982 Alfa Romeo Alfetta. The car has been revived. It has new registration documents. It has the most important, this one, green paper. In this country, it represents that for the next 2 years, this car is absolutely road legal. And since the last video, I had to do many strange things which are not about fixing the car, but about documents and certifications, and I did not catch it on camera, but I'll do my best just in a few minutes to tell you about it. So after I finished the last video, I went to the technical inspection. And technical inspection in this country is that place where your car gets checked, and if it has no issues, it gets this green paper and is road legal for the next 2 years. And I was not hoping to pass the technical inspection from the first time, and of course I did not pass it. But the issues that were discovered on that car in technical inspection were so funny, I didn't even think about things like that. The front bumper, this corner, was loose, so apparently the front bumper cannot be loose, or even any bumper cannot be loose. You cannot have any exterior parts which are loose, so I just had to secure the front bumper with the bolt which was missing, and that was solved. After that, of course, half of the rear lights stopped working at the technical inspection station. Of course, it's an old car, and connections just got loose, and yeah, I had to clean them. After that, all the lights in the rear started to work again, but it was already too late because I had not passed the technical inspection. But the craziest thing about it, it's because in the old registration paper, it said that this car has been modified. It ran not only on petrol, but also on liquid petroleum gas. But when I bought this car, it did not have this liquid petroleum gas tank or any other parts of that system. It just ran on petrol. And they said that's a major problem, because you have written in the registration that this car runs on petrol and liquid petroleum gas. And they said you have to go to the so-called expert who would take a look into your car, would investigate it, and confirm that it does not have this liquid petroleum gas system anymore. And this is what I did. I had to go to this so-called expert. He just opened the trunk. Yep, there's no gas tank. He opened the bonnet. Yep, there's no hoses and things like that under the bonnet. Yeah, took a couple of pictures and gave me this paper, which stated that actually this car runs only on petrol. And so, with this and all of the small things fixed, I had to return to the technical inspection. And it passed. It passed. And I drove it for a few weekends. I just took it and drove it. I put on a few hundred kilometers on this Alfetta, and that test drive, it showed that actually there was some low quality of my work done, and apparently the nuts on the exhaust manifold, they just undid themselves and went out. So that was not a problem. I just had to put new nuts, secure them, and now the exhaust is fine. I also had to dial the mixture because it was running a little too lean. I don't have any kind of equipment to dial it in, but I would, drive a little. I would undo the spark plug, and I would see the color of the spark plugs, and I would adjust the mixture in each cylinder accordingly to the color of the spark plug. And so after I drove it for a few hundred kilometers on those few weekends, I just understood that I cannot live with this interior. It looks crazy stupid. That light brown carpet and those tuning, early 2000s tuning styling seats, which completely do not match the character of the car. That red interior with the light brown carpet and those red door cards, it was just such a visual mess to me that I thought that I should revert the interior of this car to the original. So I replaced the carpet from the light brown to the black one. I had it in my donor car. I also replaced the door cards with the original black vinyl door cards. They are not in the best shape, have few strange holes in them, but still look much better than that red tuning. And yeah, I cleaned every surface in the interior, so it smells nice, it looks nice, and it feels nice to touch. And I also replaced a gear knob. The original, everything was fine with the original one, but I just wanted to spice up that interior a little. Some time ago I bought a metal round gear knob, and it was not made for Alfetta, therefore it had to be modified. I had to drill out the hole. This gear knob was a screw-on type, but in the Alfetta you cannot screw on the gear knob, it just puts directly onto the gear lever, so I had to make the hole in a new gear knob bigger, and then I had to drill a small hole in the gear lever, tap it for it so it has thread, and used a very small bolt to secure the new gear knob, and now it looks and feels much nicer. I also repainted the seats, that middle sections which were red are now black. And I achieved that by just repainting them, and it's not the best quality job, but those are seat covers specially made for this car, and under them there are original seats, but somehow these seat covers feel very comfortable and nice and clean, and I just wanted to leave them on. Yeah, I also cleaned out the trunk, washed the carpets in the trunk, and secured them better, and now the trunk is much cleaner, smells nicer, and it's just a nicer place to put your things in. And the last thing, I added the original plastic side skirts. At first I thought that maybe this car doesn't need them, but when I put them on them today, I understood that actually this was the missing piece that makes this car look much nicer. And yeah, the car is finished. Of course it's not finished. There are still things that are wrong with it, but things like the fuel gauge doesn't work, but I just don't want to take out the fuel tank because the problem is in the fuel tank. I already tested it. I just add fuel every time I drive, and I still haven't stopped up to this point with no fuel. And it developed a strange sound when I accelerate hard, a squeaking sound, but I don't know what it is. I'll drive with it and see what it is. Engine performs completely normally. It has oil in it, so I'm not worried about the engine, and if something like breaks from accessories, then let it be. So yeah, that's it. This is the end for this series of videos for this Alfa Romeo Alfetta. I'm really, absolutely, honestly, sincerely thankful to everyone who has been watching these videos from the beginning, or to everyone also who joined later. I hope that you got some good emotions from it. I got good emotions from reviving it, and I know that it's absolutely not in a showroom condition, but it's a driver. It's a road legal, insured driver. It starts every time I start it, and it stops and it drives, and pretty much everything works. Yeah, so let's go together for a last drive.